Hello, World Buffeteers. This is Ameda, your Chief Buffeteer at Startup Buffet and your host for Success Secret Sauce, the all-you-can buffet-style business show for entrepreneurs. In our last episode, we talked about start with why and why we start. Having a purpose-driven life and business makes your life and business easier, better, more profitable. But how do you find your why? Now, it took me years to even recognize such things exist, let alone finding my why. Today, I'm going to share with you how I discover my why. I use my own formula, and I use a lot of these questions that I ask myself. Today's episode is the why discovery, formulas to discover your purpose in life and business. Now, at least you're aware of such thing exists. So that's why you're listening to our podcast. Now, I gotta admit, if you are in the middle of the field, it's pitch black, you can't see nothing. You can't navigate. You have no idea where, what are you facing north? Are you facing east? You have no idea. So in order for you to navigate, you need to have guidance. The guidance is your GPS. Think about it. If you want to get from point A to point B with a GPS, you have a much better chance to get there, right? But without that, without your guidance, the GPS, you probably will get lost and you probably will get into a lot of obstacles. You make a lot of detour, wasting a lot of time and fall into a lot of mistake that you make. And that's why you join our podcast, you start a buffet and learn as much as you can. Now, this is the formula that I use, and this could be your GPS to find your why. Now, for this particular episode, we also create a workbook for you to use. Now, this workbook could be downloaded at startupbuffet.com/show, and make sure that you search for episode number 2, the why discovery. So this particular workbook is going to help you peel off the outer layer. And once you peel off the outer layer, you will start seeing what's inside. And that's how you can discover your why and your purpose. Now, the reason why that we need to spend 7 days on this particular exercise is because the more time you spend on your thought of why are you doing what you do, and also why is it important, and you discover many other things along with it, the more time you spend on it, the more clarity you'll get. Although I only say you need to spend 15 minutes on each of the exercise per day. Okay, so 15 minutes a day for 7 days. And you don't need to spend the whole day on it because you will. 15 minutes, you sit down, you answer those questions, you start writing things down. And once you do that, you walk away. You don't need to do anything else. You just walk away. Because in the middle of the day, you may be driving, you may be doing something, you may be texting somebody, you may be on Facebook, whatever that may be. Something else will pop up and will inspire you, because now you might make that connection of, wait a minute, maybe I need to change my answer. So in between day 1 to day 2, you might have even different answer from day 1. And then in day 4, you might want to go back and change day 2's answer. And that's its evolve of your thought, your idea. It's about you. And there is no right answer or wrong answer. Okay, let's jump on to day 1. Day 1 is discovery number 1. What's your big idea? Imagine you have all the money in the world, and I want you to list 3 things, 3 ideas that you might want to pursue. And these 3 ideas could be something you have thought of in the past, or something you've been drilling on for years, and you said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to get it done, right? So it could be anything. So imagine you have all the money in the world, and you cannot possibly fail. Don't think about failure. Don't think about, I don't have enough funding, because you have all the money in the world, right? So think of these 3 ideas as you could pursue. Also, on top of it, you need to think of how many people can you impact. Now, It could be just a very small idea only impact yourself. It could be a little bit bigger idea that you could impact your friends and family, okay? Or you could have as big as you want, you can change the world. So whatever that may be, list it out, all the 3 ideas that you have, and also list out how many people you could possibly impact. Now, for those who actually have all the money in the world, they have done things in a much bigger scale. Bill and Melinda Gates had created Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So they have helped many people, many countries. Elon Musk fulfilled his own childhood dream to be a real life superhero to save the planet. The way he saved the planet is he created electric cars, and he believes one day we can all migrate to Mars. He believes human could be a multi-planet species. Mark Zuckerberg, he created Facebook to help other people connect. So whatever your big idea may be, write them down. I want you to think of 3. The reason why is maybe you just have one, but if you spend more time on it, you may think of something even better. I don't know. So write down 3 things that you could possibly pursue. And in your workbook, you write down all your big ideas. What is it? Why is it any good? Who do you serve? And how many people can you serve? Day 2, discovery number 2. What's your love and passion? I want you to list out 3 things that you absolutely love doing. And you could do it all day, all night, all week, every day. Okay? And you would even do it for free. Now, this could be your hobby, but this is something you absolutely love doing. You do this because you just love doing it so much, and you do it because of your passion. Money is never the objective. Like Mother Teresa, for example. You know she did her missionary work because that's what she was born to do. That's what her love and passion. She became a saint, a real human saint, just because she followed her heart, her love, and her passion. Vincent van Gogh, the master painter. Now, when he was still alive, before he committed suicide, he painted because that's his soul, that is his love, that is his passion. He is not painting because he got money, and it's not because he got the fame and fortune. No, it's not. He did it because that is what his heart told him to do. Nikola Tesla, brilliant inventor. Unfortunately, he is not a very good businessman, but back to the love and passion. That's all the reason why he keep going, and he invent AC currents, and because of his love and passion, he wants to prove to the world his idea is very doable and he can serve many people. And he power up many people's life even today. Day 3, discovery number 3. What's your superpower? Superpower is your strength, your God-gifted talent, your expertise, and something that you're absolutely good at. So what that means is your superpower could be born or could be learned. We're not born with everything, but we can learn anything. So what's that superpower that you have? Is that the extra mile that you can run? Dean Karnazes is the ultra marathon man. He's famous for running 50 marathons over 50 days in all 50 states. Is that your super memory? Ron White is the U.S. memory champion, and he memorized the veteran of the war in Afghanistan of all the 2,300 fallen heroes of their first name, last name, and ranks. I actually met Ron in an event, and I saw his superpower in real action. So I met Ron in a 3-day event. In the first day, he came up and introduced himself. So I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. And he told me what he does, and he asked for my name as well. So, we had a conversation because I have an unusual name. So it actually needs a little bit extra work because my name is Ameda, but a lot of people call me Amada, Amanda, whatever. I have a lot of variation of my name. I answer to everything, but hardly anybody, unless they really, really know me, will say my name correctly. But because Ron he do this professionally, and he's the memory champion, so he asked me very, very specific question because I have a very unusual name. He asked for the spelling and all that, but he got it down. So he told me that tomorrow, remember this is day 1, he said in day 2 afternoon, he is going to do a presentation. And part of the presentation is to ask people that he just met today in day 1 to stand up, and he will try to basically match your face with your name. So this whole event has about 300 plus people, and with the 300 people, obviously he might know some of them already, so those doesn't count. So he had about, in the second day, he had about 150 to 180 people doing the presentation with him together. And all we need to do is just stand up. I actually have a clip I would like to show you in a little bit. So back to Ron on the first day, what he did was he first introduced himself, get my name, and also he'd go around the room, ask for everybody, that people that he never met. Okay. Then maybe in the afternoon, the same day, day 1, he'll come back and say, "Hey, Amanda, how you doing?" And he'll have a short conversation, say hi, and he left. Then in the evening, he did it one more time. He's like, "Hey, Maida, how you doing? I remember you, blah, 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 blah." So we did that a couple of times. Day 2, he did his final exercise. He go around one more time to all the people that he met, and just basically it's an exercise for him. He matched your face with the right name. So let's go to the clip, and this is actually the later half of the clips. And the way it works is everybody who had met Ron yesterday and also had talked to him yesterday. Now, we had never met before. We just met the day before in day 1, and this is day 2 in the afternoon. So everybody will stand up, okay? Everybody will stand up. If he calls your name correctly, match your face, okay? Then you have to sit down. Let's go.
Frank, and that is Carl right there. I think you were Erica, and this is Garrett, and you were Jonathan. This is Mike, and you were Adam. That is Matthew right there, sir. I believe you are Mark, and this is Matt right here. You are Chastity, and this is Marcia. You are Richard right there. This is Maria, and you are Mary Ann right here. And right over here, this is Jenna, and you are Randy, and this is Ryan, and you are Wanda right here, and I believe this is Joe, and back there, that's Jennifer, you are Jeffrey, and that's Jeffrey is James, and that is Elizabeth, and you are Betsy, and that is Jeremy over there, and this is, you, ma'am, are a beautiful woman. Laurel, and this is Gabe right here, and this is Lisa, and you are Mike, and you are Michelle, this is Jennifer, and you are Aaron, and then back here we have Jose and Angelise, and this is Troy over here, and I'm going to come this way, and you is Leon, and this is Ray over here, and you are Monique, and right here we have Mike, of course, Lewis, and this is Eric right here, and this is Edwin over here, and you are Sandra, and I believe that is Jeanette, and you are April, and this is Ruben right here, and you are Lewis, and this is Laverne, I believe, and you are Christopher, and this right here, I believe, is Carl, and you are Jen, and I think that is Danny right there. This is Ron, that's also Ron. You are Kara, you are Hillary, I believe, right here. This is John, and you are Maida, and sir, this is Curtis, there you go, and you are Mary right here, and I believe you are Sandy, and this is Bob, good to see you again, Dave Zook, and this is Justin right here, you are Lori, is that Peter over there? Is that right? Oh, Hines. So now we're down to Kelly over here, Peter right here. Now we are down to 2 people. We're down to Sarah, beautiful lady at the back of the room. We're down to you over here. You know what happened with you, don't you? I was so stunned by your beauty. Go ahead and have a seat. I have no idea what happened with you.
Now that's Ron's superpower. That's amazing. So when I try to identify my own superpower, I actually have a hard time. I have no idea what my superpower is. And what I did was, okay, let me think. I thought of nothing. So I actually needs to get help. I outsourced these questions. I asked people very, very close to me and people who actually knows me. I said, what's my superpower? And guess what? I was so surprised because they gave me answer that I did not know it exists, but I know it's actually in me, but I just didn't know exists. And that became my superpower. Now, the exercise that I want you to do is you will list one superpower on your own without asking. You do that first. You write down what is your superpower. It could be a God-gifted talent. It could be musical. It could be writing. Everybody's different. It could be artistic drawing. Then what you do next is you ask 3 friends, family, somebody who knows you, okay, and ask them, what's my superpower? Now, their answer may not match the one that you have written down. But what you do after is you can analyze and you can actually have a pretty good idea. Oh, this is what people see me as. Okay, that's what people see my strength as. Okay, so remember, write down your own first and ask 3 people to help you outsource this and ask for help. Day 4. Discovery number 4. What's your kryptonite? Kryptonite is Superman's fear. Now think about it. Even Superman has fears and weakness. So do we. So it's okay to have fears and weakness. And the reason why we need to identify it is so we can conquer it. So what's your kryptonite? Would it be public speaking? Dale Carnegie, he turned his own fears into his purpose and make a fortune. He is considered the father of public speaking and personal development. Would it be the fear of failure? Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd U.S. president.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Would it be the fear of rejection? Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, he started his fried chicken business at age 66, and he was rejected over 1,000 times before he became successful. So list your 3 kryptonites, and after you list it, we will find ways to conquer it. Now we're into day 5. Day 5, revisit. Now in day 5, we are going to revisit discovery number 1 through number 4. And it's almost like a review and restructuring the information that you have put together. Now let's go to discovery number 1 first. In discovery number 1, we ask you to list 3 big ideas. Now out of 3, you also have listed out how many people you can serve, what is your idea, and who are you helping, and stuff like that, right? So with that, I need you to pick out 1. Okay, out of the 3, pick out 1 big idea. It could be the biggest one or the one that you feel you can do the best. You can do the most. You will be doing a great job out of it. So out of the 3 ideas, pick out 1. On discovery number 2, do the same thing. Select out of the 3, right? We talk about love and passion. Select out of the 3, which one you have the most love and passion for. Pick out the one that you have the most love and passion for. Now revisit discovery number 3. We were comparing the 1 superpower that you written down to the 3 that you outsource from your friends and family. You ask people what do you think is my superpower is? Okay. So I want you to just do a comparison, but ultimately you will be using your own, the one that you've written down, as your superpower because you know yourself the best. Revisit number 4 is to list out 3 kryptonites, right? So with the 3 kryptonites that you have listed out, I also need you to write down 3 cure. How are you going to conquer the 3 kryptonites? For example, we talk about Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie was afraid of public speaking, when he was very young, and his mom actually encouraged him to speak at church. Of course, as a kid, you could be terrified, you're not very good at it. But guess what? When he did that, he became better and better. And at first, he thought he wants to be a writer. However, he's really, really terrible at it. He sucks at it. So his mom is probably his, biggest driving force. His mom, when he get to, I believe, high school, he had the opportunity to participate in the debate team. So his mom encouraged him, why don't you try that? You may be good at it. You could be very, very good at it. So guess what? He discovered his talent. He joined the debate team and he did really, really well. So that is how you can find your own weakness, fears, and you can improve upon it. You can do better upon it. So say if your fear is public speaking, guess what you can do? You can get a lot of the great materials online. Offline, you can go to the library. You can purchase materials on anywhere, right? And you can improve day by day. It just doesn't happen overnight, but that's something that you can do. So revisit this 4 discovery that you have, okay? And that is your day 5 assignment. Day 6, the why discovery formula. Now I have this formula on screen. It looks super, super complicated, isn't it? So let's go through it step by step. It's fairly easy. Now you need to insert the big idea and combine it with your passion. Hopefully your big idea actually already integrate and have something to do with your passion as well. Now after you combine the 2 together, you divide it by your kryptonite. Remember, the kryptonite, it's actually your weakness and your fear. And that could be imaginary as well. So in case it is imaginary or not, it doesn't matter. You need to find ways to conquer it. With that, remember we talked about Dale Carnegie's story. He turned his kryptonite into his superpower. Okay. Now, after you add your big idea and your love and passion divided by your kryptonite, you multiply it with your superpower. Think of something that you are absolutely good at, that you can just do it much, much better than anybody else on the entire planet. After you combine all these elements, the next step is you add some luck to it. But how do you add luck? You add luck by working super, super hard and never give up. Now, the last step is to create a purposeful and meaningful and profitable business using all these elements. Day 7, action. Day 7 is the day for you to take action. Now, you have spent 6 days trying to figure out what's your big idea, your love and passion, your superpower, your kryptonite, and you also build a business around it. Today is the day for you to take your first steps. Remember, the number one reason why business fails is because it never gets started. So take action today, get started today. It could be simply start writing out your business plan. It could be register your domain. It could be finding your potential customer, talk to them about, hey, I got this idea. Would you think it's a good idea? Sometime when they said it's a really stupid idea, that could be a good idea. So get started today. Put your why discovery formula to work. Now, before I let you go, I want to share a little story about my own why. As you know, I am the founder of Startup Buffet and, of course, the host for Success Secret Sauce. Startup Buffet is a business video library for entrepreneurs. Startup Buffet is oriented in different categories, and right now we have the video and webinar function. You can come and learn everything you need about business, or you can come and create videos or webinars for your own expertise that you can share with others. This is one way that you can get your word out, market yourself, and you can interact with your live audience and webinar function, or you can pre-record a lot of these videos and just upload it into our site. In a way, we are like YouTube. However, we are very, very focused. YouTube has everything. They have funny cat videos. They have a lot of entertainment. In Startup Buffet, we entertain you by learning new business skills. So Startup Buffet is totally business oriented. We do not have funny cat videos. However, we do have funny videos that also have cats, but is related to some business topics. Now, in our site, startupbuffet.com, we have different categories. For example, we have legal, marketing, ideas, technology, and also we have one category called treasure chest. Now, in our site, startupbuffet.com, we have different categories. We have legal, marketing, ideas, technology, and we have one other category called treasure chest. Now, treasure chest is a little bit funny story how we came up with that name. At first, there are videos that could fit into multiple categories, but we've tried to keep it simple. So that could be one videos that could fit into legal and marketing at the same time. So we have to pick and choose. However, there are also videos that doesn't fit into any of these categories. So we don't know where to put it. Do we call them random or whatever? So we got to give it a name. So what we did was I started brainstorming on a category that is very general, almost nonsense, because it's not because the video is nonsense. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of a random topic. So at first, I came up with the kitchen sink. So I created an icon, we named it the kitchen sink, and I go out and talk to people. And I show it to older people. Older people is like, oh yeah, I know what it is. It came from the phrase of everything but the kitchen sink. But when we show the kitchen sink to the younger people, the 20-something, they have no idea. And they ask me, what is that? Is that plumbing? Obviously, that doesn't work. So what we did was, okay, let's go back to the drawing board and try to figure it out. What would be a good category name? And I thought of, okay. Remember Monopoly? In the game of Monopoly, you have, different cards. You have one category of the cards that you can draw is called community chess. And community chess, and I thought, wow, that's interesting. Let's call it treasure chest. In fact, that's perfect because all these videos, that actually go into treasure chest really is treasure. Although they may not quite fit into legal or marketing or tech and stuff, but it's just so perfect in treasure chest. It's a little treasure about business that you may want to know. So if you have not get a chance to visit our site in startupbuffet.com, come and check it out. You may learn something. You can actually create your own account. You can upload your own video if you already have videos, or you can create your own webinar if you have ideas that you want to share with other business owner. This is the perfect place. It's a B2B website. And when you create your own webinar or upload your website, other business owners will see it. And also, this is the best way, in my opinion, truly, the webinar function is the best way to interact live with your audience. So when you create a webinar in Startup Buffet, what you do is you create it, you schedule it, and you can go live with people that you invite into the webinar or Startup Buffet's audience. They can join you, and what's gonna happen is you can do live chat, you can do video share, you will have a live video feed. The webinar function is phenomenal. So come check it out. And back to the why I create Startup Buffet. The why was because many years ago, I had started my own personal development and entrepreneur journey. Back in 2002, I stumbled into a personal development course that I did not know anything about. I got tricked into it. I was mad, but 4 days later, I was a brand new person. So long story short, that's when I start learning a very, very different life skills in my life journey. I start learning about business and a whole lot more about myself. So I study people, myself, business, and real estate. And I dedicate a lot of time into thinking, wow, how do I make more money? Of course, right? Most people, when they first started, money is the most important subject. That's the goal. That's the objective. And it turned out good, because when I first start different businesses, it didn't make it. It failed, and it failed miserably. Some of them, and some, did okay, nothing phenomenal. But then the more you do, it gets better. And then the next thing is it gets better and better. And that's why I'm in the position that I did not start Startup Buffet because I need to make more money. And it's truly a blessing. Startup Buffet has a real mission. Our mission is very, very simple. It's empower entrepreneurs forward, because I know how difficult it is to start a business. I know how difficult it is to run a business, and I know how difficult it is to make a business become successful. So when I start the idea of Startup Buffet, I actually talked to a friend of mine, introduced to me, very, very successful entrepreneur. And the first comment that he said to me was, I hope you're not doing this for money. I said, no, sir, I'm not doing this for money. And I shared that story with my husband, and he looked at me like, then why are you doing it? It's hard to explain. When you no longer want to do something for money, something else come out. Of course, money, it's an important and intricate part of your business. You should never run a business to lose money. That's not the goal. That's not the reason. You should run a healthy and profitable business. However, if you run a business only because you want to make money, is not going to last. Because every day you're going to run into difficulty. Every day you're going to run into daily grind. All these problems that you need to solve. If you're doing it for money only, you'll give up very easily. So I thought that was just so funny with the conversation that I had with this entrepreneur. He's actually from Silicon Valley. The very, very first thing he asked me was, hey, I hope you're not doing this for money. It's like, no. And the conversation started, and we, talked for an hour. Very, very interesting conversation with him. So that is our why. We want to help entrepreneurs like you, entrepreneurs like you, all around the world. We want to make information easily accessible. We want to open up a lot of this software. We want to create a platform that you can share your words, your ideas, your videos, your face, and also use this webinar function to really connect with your audience. So come and join us. Take a quick look of Startup Buffet. You are going to learn so much from it. All right. Now, don't forget to visit our business video library at startupbuffet.com and binge watch everything you need to know. As always, Startup Buffet, your business your way. Thanks for joining us. This is Ameda, your chief buffeteer. Till next time.
Hey Buffeteers, don't forget to subscribe, share, review, and give us some 5 stars love. And as always, Startup Buffet, your business, your way. Get all the extras, downloads, and videos mentioned in this episode at startupbuffet.com/.